So in this podcast, we mainly cover about NISM. So can you please tell the admission process at NISM?
It's very similar to the B schools. Compared to other B schools, NISM is one of the finest fin school. What I feel is,
How is your interview experience at NISM? So what was your initial impressions on NISM in terms of infrastructure and environment?
so one thing, and I can assure you,
So how was the student life at NISM?
people come from IITs, NITs. Moreover, you have a good networking opportunities at NISM.
Can you please elaborate about your curriculum at NISM?
So we studied more than.
So what actually you learned from NISM?
I can manage my own wealth and I can manage someone's wealth very.
Can you please elaborate a bit about certifications at NISM?
So NISM offers.
What actually we will get after completing these certifications?
So there are a lot of job opportunities in the market, I can say.
What kind of opportunities does NISM will provide?
The best way to say is you will get a PSU sent to the board.
In these days, people who are doing graduation or people who are recently entering into corporate sector or people who are doing business, they are working really hard and parallelly they are investing as well. So after few years, if their portfolio is good enough, they are retiring at very young age. So by seeing this, most of the students like us or people who are recently entering into corporate sector also want to start investing, and some other people who want to know more about finance and investing and build their career in investing. So for this kind of people, there is an institute which is known as National Institute of Securities and Markets, which is a popular institute for finance. So for this podcast, we have one of my friends from Central University of Karnataka, Dheeraj bro, who is recently graduated from NISM. So in this podcast, we will cover the topics such as how he get admission at NISM, how is the student life at NISM, what are his learnings from NISM, and how are the opportunities at NISM. So in this podcast, we will get to know all about NISM. So if you are someone who are really interested in finance or if you are someone who are really interested in NISM, make sure you watch this entire podcast. And also I have given the timestamp for this entire podcast in the description. So if you want to know about any specific topic, you can check from there. So without any further ado, let's dive into the podcast. So hi bro, how are you?
All good, Kamalakar. How about you?
Yeah, I'm also fine. How is everything going?
All good.
Okay. First, I would like to thank you so much for accepting my invitation and giving you some of your valuable time. Thank you so much.
Fine.
So, Dheeraj bro, I know a bit about yourself, but my subscribers as well as my audience don't know about you. So, can you please introduce about yourself?
Sure, Kamalakar. I hail from Hyderabad. I joined at Central University of Karnataka at 2018 in an integrated economics program for 5 years, but I quit in the 3 years and I joined at Madras School of Economics for the masters. And after on, I done my masters from NISM after leaving Madras School of Economics, done with my masters in Securities and Markets.
So, in this podcast, we mainly cover about NISM. So, can you please tell the admission process at NISM?
It's very similar to the B schools, how the admission process work, but it's not a B school, it's a fin school. So more than your CAT score, they evaluate your interview weightage is more higher. It would be around 60 to 70%. It will be around 30 to 35 minutes interview what you need to clear after clearing your CAT or any kind of national entrance exam, ZAT or CAT. So there won't be any cutoff as such. There is 90 to 95%. It depends number of applicants and they shortlist the top percentile.
Okay, you said one should have to give CAT exam in order to get admission at NISM. So finally, you have given your CAT exam and you have cleared it. So what was your CAT percentile?
So I given the CAT, but my CAT score was very low. Like it's around like 78 to 80 percentile. So I given that, which is far better.
So why did you choose NISM specifically? So is there any particular reason?
So I was decided to do my specialization in finance. So I done economics. I thought to do my masters from good economic institution where I can learn more finance. On the way, I got to know about NISM. Compared to other B schools, NISM is one of the finest fin school. What I feel is, and it's too budget friendly too. Like for any Indian, you don't need to have the hectic tuition fees of 20 to 25 lakhs. You just need to pay around 8 lakhs, including your accommodation and boarding charges, and your ROI is far higher than any B schools.
You said that after clearing your CAT exam, one should have to sit for the interview. After that interview, finally, the students who are shortlisted, they will get admission at NISM. So I hope you also gone through the interviews. How is your interview experience at NISM?
So it's a cool interview process. They just started with the basics, kind of asking whether I'm good in the basics or not. And there were more intended questions why I wanted to join at NISM. What is the major objective to join? So most of the students apply to the NISM is they assume they can learn trading there. So those ideology doesn't work. So they check that ideology. They need a candidates who are very well and holistically matured. It's a more into the interview game. If you can't clear the interview, then you are out.
So finally, you have cleared the interview and you landed at NISM. So what was your initial impressions on NISM in terms of infrastructure and environment?
So one thing, and I can assure you, NISM has the best infrastructure no other B schools have in the India. That I can assure you. Even I am Bangalore, you go for I am Ahmedabad. The hostel facilities, what you have at NISM, nowhere India can beat those infrastructure. I mean, according to my knowledge and sources, I'm not.
So how was the student life at NISM? So in terms of library, in terms of classrooms, in terms of hostels, in terms of mess, how was the student life?
So it's really pretty good. Like you met a lot of people around. Like people come from IITs, NITs to your campus to study. So everyone have a broad ideology. So moreover, you have a good networking opportunities at NISM. IES people comes around, IRS. Most of the people comes around and comes to the food. NISM has no doubt you have a best food around. And comes to residence, you have a star hotels like no lesser than a 3-star hotel. What I can say.
Okay, then what about sports facilities as well as student clubs and events? So is there any sports facilities?
We are around like 90 to 80 students in a batch. So we have a 70 acres of campus.
Oh, so then 1 acre for each student.
Kind of. And you have a cricket ground around like 4 to 5 acres. No one uses it. You have everything accessible to the student who wants to do it. It's all about the utilization, how you utilize the infrastructure. You have a clubhouse. You have everything. You have gym. You have swimming pool and everything.
Okay. As you said, people from various domains will come here for their education. You can feel lot of diversity at NISM.
Yes, that's for sure.
So now let us talk about your studies at NISM. So can you please elaborate about your curriculum at NISM?
So we studied more than 40 subjects as our core subjects. Our specialization is completely into the securities markets. Unlike other B school, so if you join an MBA, you will get an one core subject and sub core subjects. But we have only one core subject, that's securities markets is our core subject. The 40 subjects are core finance, including treasury, mutual funds, risk management, law. Even we study law in the securities law and whatnot. We covered including accounting, financial planning, and derivatives, IB, investment banking.
You have covered a lot of subjects in the your post graduation.
Yeah, in the 2 years, it's a rigorous work, and about that, you need to do the 6 mandatory certifications of NISM.
Oh, you also need to do certifications at NISM.
Yeah. It's a mandatory for us to get a degree. So those 6 certifications are including research analyst, investment advisor level 1, merchant banking, SORM, mutual fund, and these are the certifications you need to do it.
Like, will the professors tell these certificates, or you can choose whatever you want?
No, it's not like that. It's included in the course curriculum. So whatever is in the course curriculum, we need to do it.
You have studied about 2 years at NISM. So, what actually you learned from NISM?
I can manage my own wealth and I can manage someone's wealth very efficiently. What NISM was taught us, and we can value the stocks. We got a broad overview about the capital markets, that I can say. But yes, see, I mean, we know about the risk management. NISM was taught us many things beyond markets too. It taught about networking, taught about how to financing, self finance kaise kar lena. It taught many other things.
Like, previously you said about your curriculum, like, you have studied a lot of subjects. So now let us go in depth into that subjects. Like, I will ask about each subject. Can you please elaborate about what actually that subject is all about? So let us start with investing in stock market. Like, it is a basic question, by the way, as you are from NISM. So can you please explain what is stocks? Then we can proceed with the other questions.
Stocks is nothing but an ownership, what you get on behalf of what you invest in a company. You can call a partial ownership of a firm. So company needs the funds. So you have a fund. So you are giving the funds to the company. On behalf of that, company is giving the shares on behalf of the amount what you paid to the company. So it's nothing but आपने पैसा एक कंपनी में डाला, उसका ओनरशिप ले लिया था.
Why one should invest in their money in the stock market?
Compared to all other asset classes, equity is a more return giving asset class. And comes to the Indian markets are too vibrant. And if you see the demat accounts, it's currently around 9 to 8 crores demat accounts what you have in the India. And you see the market is currently booming from past 5 years. So it's always good to invest in the equity market, which gives a higher returns compared to other asset classes. And you have a lot of opportunity to invest in equity markets. It's not that matured. Indian equity markets are not matured, right? It's an emerging market, you can call it. You have a lot of scope to get returns.
Okay, cool. Like, whom should invest? Like, which type of people do you recommend to invest?
So I recommend everyone to invest. It's a dumb, like I can say, मैं तो सबको इन्वेस्ट करने के लिए बोलूँगा, बट इक्विटी इज़ नॉट good for the people who are aged above coming to the retirement. So it depends upon the objective why you are investing.
Like, what is the initial amount for investing do you recommend?
So I recommend as much as see, as you're a beginner, you need to understand how the market works. I recommend you to start with 5% of your monthly income for 1 to 2 months. Then you will understand how the market works.
Then gradually we should increase the amount.
Yes,
Like,
oh,
increase the
absolutely.
percentage. Let's suppose I was decided to invest my money into the stock market. So what are some of the trusted apps for investing?
So you can find a SEBI registered brokers. So you can find the list of brokers here. The market currently there are booming applications which are more trustworthy as Zerodha, Upstock, Dhan, and comes to the traditional brokers Anand Rathi, Motilal Oswal. So these all applications are trustworthy.
So now let us talk about another subject, which is economics. So what actually you learned from economics subject?
So हमारे पास ना सब्जेक्ट होती है सिक्योरिटीज मार्केट फॉर economics. We learn how the market pursue based on the economic activities, how the economy flows. We learned the basics. We brushed up the basics again. So we interlinked how the economy is interlinked with the capital markets. That's all. Economics is all about connecting how to connect the market. That's what we have learned in economics. And other major how the monetary and fiscal policy impacts the markets, how the interest rate works, how the current deficient impacts the market, kind of things what we learn.
And also, can you please elaborate about financial statement analysis subject?
So we basically done this subject under guidance of Latachari, Professor Latachari ma'am. She thought us really great. Like हमको ना real life में ना दो balance sheet लेना पड़ती थी. Whether to take the two balance sheet and use it to compare and see what exactly changing. Balance sheet mein you have everything, how the company is growing year on year. Consider last year Amar Raja batteries. Let's take example of Amar Raja batteries and Excite batteries. So Amar Raja batteries is expanding the expansion in the foreign companies. They are exporting a lot. So how do you see it? Like what's the angle? Excite is the other competitor to the Amar Raja. So the EV segment is growing. How the battery market? So in the financial statement, the company represent entire the financial position of the company. So you need to able to understand the financial position of any company by reading the financial statement. You should able to interpret it the way you want it. So that was well thought by Latachari ma'am. I need to give all the grades to her.
Then what about portfolio management?
So in the portfolio management, we learned how to construct a portfolio. So what would be the weight that we need to allocate for the single stock, and how many stocks should we need in a portfolio, and how to avoid the risk in a portfolio. So this was taught by Rachna Bhai. So she's really damn great professor, and she writes articles weekly or monthly in the Financial Express.
Okay, then what about equity valuation?
So in this subject, we learn how to evaluate the equity or any company. So consider there is a company which has a value of market capitalization of 50,000 crores. Let's consider. Let's take an example. आजकल ना लोग ऐसा बोलते हैं कि the company which has a net worth of 50,000 crores and the market share value of one share is 100 rupees. Let's take it in this way. The people say is this 100 will become 200 tomorrow. So do you think this 50,000 crores will go to 1 lakh crores?
Yeah, mostly people will think it will happen.
If you see the big numbers, it's not easy, right? So you should able to have the understanding of the company's business and the valuation. That's what we learned in the equity valuation.
Then what about fixed income securities and derivatives?
So fixed income securities was taught by Kapil Srimal. So he's a professor there, and it's complete into the debt markets. So it's a non-risky assets compared to equity. So we learn what types of bonds in the market and how to value the bonds and what the risk types of risk we have, how the rating agencies works in the bond market. That's what we learn in the bond market, and like we learn many things including complex bonds, how this works, when you can take advantage of bonds.
Like some gold bonds also will be there, na?
Sovereign gold bonds.
So then what about investment backing?
So we learned about many things in the investment banking, like how the company raised funds initially.
Just like in Shark Tank.
It's a venture capital funds, how the company is raised. After that, till it's getting into the IPO to the listing, we know the process and we learn how the company get listed in the market. And most importantly, all the NISM candidates are merchant banking certified candidates. Like all are cleared NISM merchant banking certification too.
Okay. Then what about mutual funds?
So this is one of the finance subject what we learned at NISM, which is taught by Monica Hallan. She's a great writer. She write about Let's Talk About Money kind of books she wrote. So we learn how to see the mutual funds and the mutual fund vehicle, how the vehicle is. So how to evaluate the fund's performance and which fund to pick and whom to suggest what kind of fund, including a financial planning a bit was taught by Monica Hallan in this mutual funds lecture series.
So the entire 2 years you have learned about like a complete finance
Yes.
at the NISM.
Yes.
So now let us talk about a bit about certification programs. So can you please elaborate a bit about certifications at NISM?
So NISM offers more than 20 to 25 certifications, and most of the certifications are very well valued in the securities markets field, and most of them are mandatory in that. So moreover, it's cost efficient compared to CFA and FRM. So you can complete the certification in 1500 to 3000 rupees. So I recommend everyone to do the Securities Market Foundation certifications who are new to the market,
Okay.
and other certifications based on your preference you can do it. And if you wanted to be a financial planner, I definitely recommend investment advisor level 1 and level 2 rather doing a certified financial planner certification. These certifications are really worth than them. What I really believe is based on the curriculum what the NISM have,
Okay.
and you can download any of the book from the NISM website. It's free of cost.
Okay, it's amazing by the way. So, like, what actually we will get after completing these certifications?
So there are a lot of job opportunities in the market. I can say if you even clear the mutual fund distributor 5 year certifications, you get paid around roughly around 5 to 6 lakhs a month. Sorry, per annum in India.
Oh,
So 1500 rupees is your risky amount, and if you clear that certifications, you are able to land in 5 to 6 lakhs worth of a job.
Let us assume you are in the final year or you are in the final semester at NISM. What kind of opportunities does NISM will provide?
The best way to say is you will get a PSU sent to the board.
oh,
So yeah, you in IIMs, you see the companies, big
okay.
C's, the people speak about big consulting firms coming into the campus, right? So I can say in NISM you have all PSU securities market related firms used to come to the campus. So you either directly on indirectly or landing into the government job. So that's the best part what I can say. NSE, NSDL comes, Clearing Corporation of India comes, BSE comes for the placements,
Okay.
and Stock Holding Corporation comes into the market, to the campus, and all other private banks and investment firms comes to the campus. I see student rejecting the companies, but I have seen no company that rejected the student.
Okay, like you will get a lot of opportunities at NISM.
Not only in NISM campus, even if you go out, so you get lot of opportunities when you say like I done my masters from NISM. They can feel you what you know.
Okay, like any tips you want to share for the upcoming finance aspirants?
So I can say you one thing. If you are not an NISM, or if you are unable to get into the NISM, I recommend everyone to do the NISM certifications, which are really worth doing. And the course material is too good, like even a layman can understand the course material. That was made
Yeah.
really easy for everyone.
Like how can our subscribers or how can one student can contact you?
So what I do is I can give you my LinkedIn ID,
Okay.
so you people can connect me over on LinkedIn.
Okay.
So that's the easiest part, and if needed, I will share you my email ID to you. You
Okay.
can give it to your subscribers who want.
Okay, guys, I will give the Dheeraj Bro LinkedIn profile as well as his email ID link in the description. So if you are someone who are interested towards NISM or if you are someone who are interested in finance, you can contact him. So this is the end of the podcast. So this is all about NISM. I hope you got some value from this podcast. So if you think you got some value from this podcast, make sure you have hit the like button and please share your comments as well as your opinions in the comment section. So I upload this kind of similar videos in the future. So if you want to be notified when I upload those videos, make sure you have hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications just by hitting that bell icon. So this is your Joshua Kamalakar signing off.